The Farm at Lane's End. Chapter 12. Key words. Tasty. Tasty means delicious, very good. A slice of tasty chocolate cake. A slice of delicious chocolate cake. To decide on something is to make a decision about something. To go for means to decide about something. Dave has gone for a sandwich. Dave is going for a sandwich. A dead heat. In a race, a dead heat is when two players are the same, at the same level. Both could win. The race was a dead heat between Sam and Philip. The sky's the limit means you can do whatever you want. There's nothing stopping you. The Farm at Lane's End. Chapter 12. In Chapter 11, Ken agreed to rent one of his fields for a peppercorn rent to Graham Edwards, the headmaster of St. Paul's Primary School. We also found out that Dave had agreed to join the church choir. Now Dave is taking private singing lessons with Sally, the new director of the church choir. And now the story continues. Farmer Ken, Jean and Dave their son are happily enjoying their afternoon tea at one of Tootenhoe's tea rooms. There are 2 tea rooms in the village of Tootenhoe, the Bluebird and the Friendly Snake. Farmer Ken, Jean and Dave are in the Bluebird. Farmer Ken has ordered a slice of tasty chocolate cake and a nice cup of tea. Jean has decided on a cheesecake and tea. And Dave has gone for his favourite, a toasted cheese and tomato sandwich, with, of course, a nice cup of tea. I say, Mum, which is the best place for tea in Tootenhoe? The Bluebird or the Friendly Snake? It's hard to say, Dave. I would say it's a dead heat. Both serve wonderful cakes, both serve brilliant salad lunches, and both have unbeatable homemade scones with strawberry jam and fresh clotted cream. And the chocolate cake is brilliant too. I say, Mum and Dad, what did you all talk about on Thursday afternoon when Auntie Sally and Cousin Jane came for tea? Oh, nothing much. Just the usual gossip. And how was your singing lesson, Dave? Oh, really interesting, Mum and Dad. This week we concentrated more on theory. Next week we're starting singing. Sally has promised to teach me the scales. And Sally says I have very much talent. I could easily make my way to the top of the Vienna Opera. Yes, Dave, the sky's the limit. And, talking about limits, Jean, how are you getting on with the invitation list for Grandma's birthday party? You'll never believe it, Ken. I'm now up to 90. I never realized we had such a big family. You're right, Jean. 6 children, all married, many grandchildren, many nieces and nephews, and, of course, great-grandchildren as well. And, of course, Don't forget Grandma's brothers and sisters, and all their children and grandchildren as well. It's going to be a very big party. And what about music, Mum and Dad? That's another good question, Dave. That's something else we must think about too. Later that evening. Who's England playing in the European Cup this evening? I'll look in the paper. England's playing Austria. Well, at least we won't have to think about who's going to win. England, of course. What do you say, Mum? I say, let's wait and see. Life is full of surprises. And now to finish with, here are some questions. Where are Ken, Jean and Dave? In which tea house are they? How many tea rooms are there in Tootenhoe? Is the bluebird better than the friendly snake? Are scones served with plum jam? Are the scones homemade in the bluebird? Is Dave enjoying his singing lessons? What is Sally teaching Dave next week? Is Dave a talented singer? How many people are on Jean's invitation list for Grandma's birthday party? Who is England playing in the European Cup? Who is going to win? Is Jean so sure about England's victory? And the very last question. Has Austria a good football team? And that's all for this week. See you again next week for Life at Lane's End, Chapter 13.